And recording. So it's been about 2.5 weeks since I've reacted to Mary's Blood, which is such a great name for an all-female band. So far, I've heard two songs by them, Marionette and Labyrinth of the Abyss. And of those two, Marionette, I think, was an official music video, and Labyrinth of the Abyss was a lyric video. So I haven't had a chance to see them live yet, which I usually like to do for these reaction videos, and that's gonna change today. I'm gonna do a live version. So all the players are fantastic. The singer is great. I think the rhythm section, the drum and bass, kind of stands out a little bit more for me. I just enjoy it a lot, and I'm actually like looking forward to Death Queen's March, because that name, it just makes me think like this is gonna be pretty dark and heavy, which are two qualities that I very much enjoy. This is live at Blitz. It's about a 6.5 minute song, so that's a good amount of time. Like my sweet spot for like song construction, like I like 8 minute songs the most, I think, but this is not too far off. Jump right in. Bass already. Belly dancer. Backwards filter. Sounds like a decent place to stop it for copyright purposes, and also because I'm probably gonna have to add a caveat to this video, because I don't know necessarily how much I'm gonna be able to focus on the music with the beautiful woman doing the sexy dancing, because obviously that's the elephant in the room, and I'm a weak man, so I'm gonna try not to focus on her all that much. But speaking of the dancer, literally as soon as she came out, I got kind of Queen of the Damned vibes. Like all of a sudden, the entire song seemed like it was like brought out of Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles. Like it definitely like thought of Aaliyah as the Queen of the Damned. especially with the red light backing her and all the accenting she was doing to her movements with her like wardrobe. Like it's a cool presentation. And then the woman wearing the horns and like carrying the plastic scythe. I don't believe she's part of the band, so I'm assuming she's like a guest singer. But she sounds really good harmonizing with the lead singer. Like they have a really good like sound together. They complement each other's voices a lot. And obviously the bass was just nasty. That first riff was nasty and dirty. And then from there it looks like the actual chorus lightened up a little bit. You can hear the octaves rising. Yeah, so like a little bit of variety there. It got more into like a power metal batted kind of thing. So it's only 2.5 minutes in, and they're already like giving me a fair amount of contrast and a bunch of different styles together. So I'm gonna back this up a little bit, and I'm gonna try my hardest not to focus entirely on the dancer. But again, I'm a weak man. That's not even fair. Sliding bass. I didn't want to stop it again, but her solo reminds me a lot of Slash's style. Because there's at least at the beginning, the way it was starting, like he has a particular like set of notes that he likes to like frequent a lot. So like it just kind of hit me over the head a little bit. And that whole section before it, where it was like a trade off between the drumming and the guitar, like that was so intricately constructed and just sounded like so cool and interesting and a little jazzy, a little glitchy. So it was very interesting. Let me get back. So I'm interested where the other singer is from, the one with the horns and the scythe. Uh, she had a very kind of like operatic kind of voice. Um, I couldn't pinpoint her accent either. Like I'm like kind of thinking like Germany, but I have no idea. I'm usually bad at that anyway. But yeah, I definitely loved the harmonizing that was going on with the two singers' voices. That one riff that they went back to, that dark and dirty one, uh, like it was low enough in the like actual mix where like, well, I guess it wasn't low in the mix. The notes were low enough, like bordering on gent, but not quite there. So it gets that sort of like guttural response to the person to it, where it's just kind of like it's hard to explain. Either way, like I tried not to look at the dancer and just pay attention to music, but they just kept focusing on her, and she was center stage. So I tried. Like outside of closing my eyes, there was nothing I can do. But the whole point's to see them perform live, and it was just an interesting, like very performative kind of thing, which is cool to go to a show and actually like get kind of a show. I think this one, the guitarist definitely stood out a little bit more than the past two songs I've heard, just because of the kind of subsection there in the middle with the glitchy kind of effects, when she was going back and forth with the drummer, but then also when she went into the solo, like it stood out enough for me. Like everything about this was like cool. Like I said, the kind of switching and shifting between like the dark heavy metal to suddenly like a ballady kind of thing is a nice contrast, and I liked it a lot. I still think Marionette is probably my favorite from them so far, but I definitely want to keep exploring them and like hearing new music by them, and I'm gonna try to be less focused on non-members in the future.